Okay, Eben, take us to school. What happened? What did they say?
Well, this was a chance for the president and FBI Director Kash Patel to highlight what they say are successes in their efforts to combat crime in some American cities where they say the local governments are not doing the proper job. This often focuses on Chicago and Portland. There's talk about dispersing or deploying police to Memphis. The president famously did it in Washington, D.C., which is sort of under federal purview anyway. But the efforts here seem to be paying some dividends. That there is a drastic reduction in crime, specifically violent crime, drug crime, organized crime in these cities. Something that federal law enforcement would have tackled anyway. Now the governors of those states and mayors of those cities are saying, well, crime was coming down anyway. The feds aren't needed. We didn't ask for this, so on and so forth. But the president is touting it as a success, and that he's eyeballing other cities, namely San Francisco, to try this as well.
Okay. And of course, the challenges from places like Chicago and threatened challenges from other places like Portland as well, preventing that. In fact, there's a standing court order, I think, preventing the deployment of some of these troops in the interim. I guess expect the next headline, right, on appeal to see if that is reversed. That's what, right? That's what I'm looking for.
I would think so. Right. Yeah, they're probably on appeal.
10-4. Thank you, Evan Brown for Fox News out of Florida. The time is 9:44. The Sergio Show on News Talk 710 KURV. Freddie, did you want to do this? No. Okay. But we still will be able to, right? Yeah. Okay. Look, their producer Freddie is de ganas, Freddie. It's like when he feels generous, he feels good, he'll give away some family 4-packs to the Fiesta de Palmas at the McAllen Convention Center. So just stick around, and I'll tell you when Freddie is, he's feeling it. Right now, he's not feeling it. He's kind of stingy right now. Yeah, Dr. Mario Salinas, Superintendent of Schools for Edinburg CISD. My friend Mario is back in step by step. Edinburg CISD, Dr. Mario Salinas and the crew, passionate about helping our kids move toward a more prosperous future, disrupting the cycle of poverty. Mira nomás, I finally saw the jacket you were talking about. Everybody estaba chuleando. He was complimenting Mario for beautiful.
Yes.
That's a beautiful.
Yes. We on Thursdays for the month of October in Edinburgh, we try to recognize it's a breast cancer awareness, and so I try to address differently than I would normally do in honor of all those people that are fighting cancer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie says you should steal that idea. The problem is I don't have a vast wardrobe, Freddie. I'm not a TV anchor man, but look, Mr. GQ himself, right now, Dr. Mason.
Thank you. Before we get into this topic, I do want to say that I no longer watch the pathetic Cowboys. I'm off of that bandwagon. I promised my wife that I will not see him for the rest of this season. I'm off the bandwagon. I just want to put it out there.
What did you do, Mario? Did you break the television? Did you throw something
at it? Throwing a rock at the TV. So my wife told me go to the park and walk.
The TVs are generally cheap, Mario. You just replace it. Next time you throw like a lamp or something at it, have your wife record it, post it online TikTok, and you can monetize it. You can make a lot of money with being one of those folks that break. Anyway,
she tells me that the Cowboys are not good for my health, so I'm not going to watch them anymore.
That's true. That is true. They'll work on your blood pressure. Yeah. Let's talk about changing the course of our babies.
One of the things for us, Sergio, and you know it very well, in the Rio Grande Valley, poverty is prevalent, right? And in Edinburgh, CISD, our community, it's no different. Significant populations, significant numbers of our children live in poverty, and it's a prime opportunity for us to make a difference in the children's lives for the better. And all the programs that we promote, beginning with a 3-year-old and 4-year-old program, all with the end in mind, to get children that are all children, right? But many of our children that come to our schools, over 50%, according to the Texas Education Agency, are live in poverty. And we want to make a difference.
Wow.
And we want these children to learn to read and to write and to do math, and eventually, as adults, live a high quality life like we want for our own children. And so all these programs that we have, we feel that is part of the formula to interrupt that cycle.
Let me take it back again. Repeat that number. How many in our district, Edinburg?
Probably over 50% of our children.
50%.
Not probably.
Yeah.
Over 50% of our children, according to the Texas Education Agency, are economically disadvantaged.
All right. And now we live in wonderful, prosperous times in South Texas where if we start early and put them on the right path, these kids will never know what some of us, our parents and grandparents knew as far as a way of life in South Texas. We have real world, real market, real capital investment in the valley, technology, traditional energy, rockets flying into space, all those wonderful things. So let's start early. And I know you do at Edinburg CISD, helping them to lay the foundation for education by reading. Pre-K3, pre-K4. Tell me about that.
Right. You, Sergio, in your heart know that the answer to breaking the cycle of poverty is through a high quality education. You know that.
Amen.
It's in your heart, and I know you know that. And so do we. And when all the studies will tell you, and you don't even need to be a professor, a college professor, to know that if you start children with a formal education, the earlier you start, the better chance that they have to acquire a degree, a college degree. And that's what we want for our students. And that's the reason why we promote our pre-K3 program so heavily, because we know that if we give our children a head start, especially the children that live in poverty, this 3-year-old program will make more of an impact than if it's another child.
And you have seen the results?
We have.
Yep.
We have. 2 years ago at our General Assembly, where we kick off the year, we had 2 little girls that went to the 3-year-old program read to 5,000 people. Read from a book. So we firmly believe that our 3-year-old classes with highly qualified teachers and certified teachers and aides make a difference, and they do, and we've seen it. It's a great program to have, and it's probably the most popular program that we have, period, in our school district.
Yeah, I hope and pray it leads to terrific academic success for a lot of these babies that are given the advantage to learn how to read and understand the materials early on. And we're seeing it at Edinburg CISD. I've said it so many times. I think ECISD is a model for Texas and for the nation, for that matter. Focus early, and we're getting some results of these babies reading already. Hopefully make it easier for them to study, read, write, near future, everything from math and sciences, everything else. Let's talk about some of the other academic offerings. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Right. The other end of the spectrum, Sergio, the other end of the spectrum, we got the 3-year-olds. And then at the other end of the spectrum, we have the collegiate high school partnership with UTRGV. And you are somewhat familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's also is part of our formula to interrupt the cycle of poverty. A child graduates from that high school, more than 50% of our children that go there are classified as economically disadvantaged. They're going to get a head start on a college education. And we know that a college education is the answer to interrupting the cycle of poverty. That's the other end of the spectrum as well.
You get the early college, high school as well. Dual enrollment also taking place within the district. Tell me about that.
We do have dual enrollment at the comprehensive with the collegiate high school partnership with UTRGV. It's a concurrent enrollment where the children take college classes on campus.
Yeah.
For 2 years. At the comprehensive high school, we partner with STC for children that want an associate degree through that institution. And last graduation, last spring, 161 students from Edinburg CISD had graduated with a high school diploma and an associate degree from South Texas College as well.
What a beautiful experience that is. My goodness. I bet you think about this often, don't you, Money? Don't you wish you had those opportunities when we were kids in high school a long time ago? But I'm glad that the adults figured it out at some point and provided
Yes,
college
yes.
in the school.
The people that make laws in our state, the legislators, they figured it out that education is the way to go, and we have all of these programs, and they're pouring more money into public education, especially with our teachers. They're paying more, and that is a good thing because learning happens in the classroom. But the opportunities that we have now, the collegiate high school, the dual enrollment, the advanced placement programs,
Yeah,
all of
AP.
that,
Yeah,
well, didn't exist when you and I went to school.
yeah. Dr. Mario Salinas, Superintendent, Edinburg CISD. On a weekly basis, we have to have a chance to catch up with some of the great news from the campuses across Edinburg. That is, in my opinion, a model, an example for Texas and for the nation. Because if we could uproot, if we could copy paste these concepts in, for example, one of the worst districts in Texas, Houston ISD, such a disservice to the families, the taxpayers, and the children for it's generational. And I say this, I have experience. I was a young volunteer lay minister with the youth movements in Houston, growing up early college in Houston. And it was 21 Jump Street back then. Some of the campuses they took us to show they haven't improved any in Houston ISD. It's so sad. We need to uproot these concepts of early college, AP training, and career technical education that is provided in Edinburg to get our kids ready for jobs at the Port of Houston up there, jobs at the Port of Brownsville down here. That's what we're doing in Edinburg, the career and technology education, which is not only welding and construction and electricity and plumbing, it's all these different jobs, computers, allied health, beauticians, all these wonderful jobs and careers that we're preparing kids. And they start early. It's like in middle school, right? Might as when you're encouraging parents
we
to
get
make
them
a decision
introduced
now,
to
right?
we get them introduced to career technology programs in eighth grade, and then they get to the high school. They get more introduction, and then they progress through the high school. Some of the students that are even some students that go to college, they're gonna go to college and they want to go to college, opt to take these classes. Many students that are not going to go to college, and not because don't have the smarts, they're just not going to go because they don't want to. We offer these opportunities for them, whether they want to be welders, mechanics, electricians, plumbers, construction trades, computer trade, on and on. Uh, Significant numbers of our students do not go to college. I'm going to say 40% do not go to college. They don't want to go to college, and we need to have programs for them as well. So we have this career technology facility, state of the art, and it's at capacity, and we're building more capacity for
Nice.
these students that are going to go straight to the workforce, be it welders, be it plumbers, electricians, air condition repair, on and on.
And on this theme of disrupting the cycle of poverty, now because of that technology center, you're reaching into a previous generation, allowing mom and dad, the
Correct.
dads, get in there and study some of the stuff at that same facility with South Texas College is the partnership that you've started. To do
We in fact we meet this afternoon. We come up with a calendar of a calendar of events of get this program off the ground.
Mhm.
We met with South Texas College and officials from PSJA ISD. They have a similar program last week, and we're getting ready to roll out a evening program for those parents that have children in our schools and for the general community. That if they want to get a certification and they're unemployed or underemployed, here's a chance. And we're going to offer this opportunity again, trying to interrupt the cycle of poverty, give some of these parents that perhaps for whatever reason they when they were going through their schooling they didn't acquire a certification or a degree. Here's an opportunity, and we're going to help them. And we think that this is also something that is going to be beneficial to the parents and to our community.
As soon as you iron out all those details, let's do this on the early morning show, 7 o'clock. People driving around to those lower paying jobs, maybe get through to some of them, how they can register over at South Texas College.
I'd love to come out on your show with the details and how to put it out to the community that we're open for business. And STC is going to help these parents with financial aid, all of that. And we want to help the adults out there, parents out there that want to gainful employment. We want to be part of that solution.
When you iron out, text me, and that way we can put some of them in the calendar, get you on the morning
I'd
show.
love to do that.
Breakfast taquitos
I'd love to
and
do that.
Shipley's donuts, and get you in the studio
Yes.
to talk about that. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna bring that, right, Freddie, for that morning show? Yeah, Freddie says he'll bring the donut. Freddie says bring that jacket with you. No, but it's got to be a Thursday though. Okay. And it's got to be, that's what we want to do. Hey, quick mention. I got about a minute left. Of course, all the super successful state championship programs, after school programs. Quick mention of that over at Edinburg.
Yes, we big proponents of after school program, be it fine arts, be it athletics, be it UIL. We just believe so strongly that staying after school to enhance your skills, be it soft skills, be it academic skills, it's just, we feel, separates us from all other schools. It's something that we spend resources on, and we believe that we have among the best after school programs in the whole state of Texas.
They got
For elementary, middle, and high.
Yeah. They've got the state championship medals and trophies to prove that as well. God bless you.
We do have state championships.
Yes, sir.
In academics in Edinburg CISD.
Mario, thank you for checking in with me on a weekly basis. Dr. Mario Salinas, Superintendent of Schools for Edinburg CISD. Edinburg CISD is open enrollment. So heads up in this entire region, open enrollment. Get your kids in there. Time is we got about 30 seconds. Thank you, Mario. Lord willing, we'll check with you next week. About 30 seconds left. This hour of the program is a service of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. ChamberlainLTD.com. Stick around. I'll have a chance to share that conversation with Brett Baird. Status report on the family. How's his Wetco doing? He's 18 years old now after like 6 heart operations. Doing great. And of course, yes, he's talking about a new book. That's next hour of the Sergio Show on 710 KURV. It's 10 o'clock.
History is unfolding, and you're listening to it on News Talk 710 KURV, Edinburg, McAllen, Harlingen, Brownsville.